Have you ever felt like your mind was foggy, like you couldn't think clearly or focus on what really matters? Maybe you've had moments where you felt disconnected from the world around you or even from your own thoughts and feelings. If so, you're not alone. Many people go through life feeling like they're not using their full brain power, missing out on the amazing experiences and insights that come with a fully activated mind. But what if I told you there was a way to clear away that mental fog? A method to sharpen your thoughts, boost your awareness, and tap into a deeper, more spiritual side of yourself. That's exactly what we're going to explore today as we dive into the fascinating world of brain activation. Think of your brain as a sleeping giant. It's incredibly powerful, capable of amazing feats, but most of the time, it's not fully awake. It's like having a supercomputer that's running on low power mode. Sure, it gets the job done, but it's not reaching its full potential. And that's where most of us are stuck, using just a fraction of our brain's true capabilities. This sleeping giant affects every part of our lives. When our brains aren't fully activated, we might find it hard to concentrate at work or school. We might struggle to remember important things or come up with creative ideas. We might feel stressed out more easily or have trouble connecting with the people around us. It's like trying to see the world through a dirty window. Everything's a bit blurry and out of focus. But here's the exciting part. We can wake up that giant. We can activate more of our brain power and start seeing the world with crystal clarity. And when we do, it's not just our thinking that improves. Our whole experience of life can change. Now, you might be wondering what all this has to do with spirituality. Well, here's where things get really interesting. You see, activating your brain isn't just about becoming smarter or more focused. It's about opening up a channel to something bigger than ourselves. When we start to wake up more of our brain, we begin to notice things we never saw before. We might become more aware of the beauty in the world around us. We might start to feel more connected to other people or to nature. Some people even report experiencing a sense of oneness with the universe. This is where brain activation becomes a spiritual journey. It's like cleaning that dirty window I mentioned earlier. Suddenly, we can see clearly, not just the physical world, but the spiritual one too. We start to understand ourselves better, to feel more at peace, and to sense a deeper meaning in our lives. The best part? You don't need any special equipment or years of training to start this journey. There are simple techniques that anyone can use to begin activating their brain and exploring this connection between mind and spirit. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about next. So how do we actually go about waking up our brains? It's not like we can just flip a switch and suddenly be operating at full power. But there are certain practices that can help stimulate our minds and gradually increase our brain activity. Think of it like waking up in the morning. Some people jump out of bed as soon as their alarm goes off, ready to start the day. But for most of us, it takes a little time. We might need to stretch, splash some water on our face, or have a cup of coffee before we feel fully awake. Activating your brain works in a similar way. It's a process of gently encouraging your mind to become more alert and engaged. And just like with waking up in the morning, different techniques work better for different people. What's important is finding what works for you and making it a regular part of your routine. One of the most powerful techniques for brain activation is mindfulness. This is simply the practice of paying attention to the present moment without judgment. It might sound simple, but it can have profound effects on your brain. When you practice mindfulness, you're training your brain to focus and to be more aware. You're teaching it to notice things it might usually overlook. This increased awareness can help wake up parts of your brain that might have been dormant. Another powerful tool is visualization. This involves using your imagination to create vivid mental images. When you visualize, you're activating the creative centers of your brain. You're encouraging your mind to think in new ways and to make new connections. And then there's the practice of gratitude. Taking time each day to focus on what you're thankful for might not seem like it would have much impact on your brain. But research has shown that practicing gratitude can actually change the structure of your brain over time, increasing activity in areas associated with positive emotions and empathy. These are just a few examples of the many techniques that can help activate your brain. As we go through this journey together, we'll explore these and other methods in more depth. We'll look at how they work, why they're effective, and how you can incorporate them into your daily life. Now, I want you to imagine for a moment what your life might be like with a fully activated brain. Picture waking up each morning feeling clear-headed and focused. Imagine being able to concentrate deeply on your work or studies, coming up with creative solutions to problems that used to stump you. Think about how it would feel to be more in tune with your emotions, to understand yourself better. Imagine feeling a deeper connection to the people around you, being able to empathize more easily and communicate more effectively. And consider how your spiritual life might change. Perhaps you'd feel a stronger sense of purpose or a deeper connection to something greater than yourself. Maybe you'd find it easier to meditate or to tap into your intuition. This isn't just a fantasy. These are the kinds of changes that many people experience as they learn to activate more of their brain power. And the best part is, anyone can do it. You don't need to be a genius or a spiritual guru. You just need to be willing to try new things and to practice consistently. Of course, it's important to remember that this is a journey, not a destination. Activating your brain isn't something you do once and then you're done. It's an ongoing process of growth and discovery. Some days you might feel incredibly clear and focused, while other days might be more of a struggle. That's completely normal. The key is to be patient with yourself and to keep practicing. Every time you engage in these brain-activating techniques, you're strengthening the neural pathways in your brain. You're literally rewiring your mind to be more alert, more aware, and more connected to your spiritual side. And as you continue on this path, you might start to notice changes in other areas of your life too. Many people find that as they activate more of their brain power, they become more productive at work. They might find it easier to learn new skills or to remember important information. Some people notice improvements in their physical health. This might be because they're better able to manage stress, or because they become more aware of their body's needs. They might find it easier to stick to healthy habits or to break unhealthy ones. Relationships often improve too. As you become more aware and more in tune with your emotions, you might find it easier to communicate with others. You might become a better listener, more empathetic, more understanding. And of course, there's the spiritual aspect. Many people report feeling a deeper sense of peace and contentment as they activate more of their brain. They might feel more connected to nature or more in tune with their intuition. Some people even report experiencing moments of profound insight or spiritual awakening. Now, I know all of this might sound a bit overwhelming. You might be thinking, this sounds great, but where do I start? Don't worry. We're going to break it down into simple, manageable steps. We'll look at specific techniques you can use to start activating your brain today. Remember, this isn't about completely changing your life overnight. It's about making small, consistent changes that add up over time. It's about gradually waking up that sleeping giant in your head and tapping into the incredible power that's been there all along. So are you ready to start this journey? Are you ready to unlock your brain's hidden potential and explore the amazing connection between mind and spirit? If so, stick with me. We're about to dive into some practical techniques that can help you start activating your brain right away. But before we do that, I want to address something important. You might be wondering, is this really for me? I'm not particularly spiritual, or my brain works fine as it is. Why should I bother with all this? These are valid questions, and the truth is, brain activation can benefit anyone, regardless of their spiritual beliefs or current mental state. Even if you're not interested in the spiritual aspect, the cognitive benefits alone can be life-changing. Improved focus, better memory, increased creativity, these are things that can enhance anyone's life. And if you're already feeling pretty good about your mental state, that's great. Brain activation isn't about fixing what's broken. It's about optimizing what's already working. It's about taking your mind from good to great, from great to extraordinary. Think of it like physical exercise. Even if you're already in decent shape, regular workouts can make you stronger, more flexible, and more energetic. Brain activation works the same way. It's about consistently challenging your mind to grow and improve. So whether you're looking for a spiritual awakening, a mental performance boost, or just a way to feel more alive and aware in your daily life, brain activation has something to offer you. It's a tool that anyone can use to enhance their life experience. Now let's talk about what you can expect as you start this journey. First of all, it's important to understand that everyone's experience will be different. Just as no two people's brains are exactly alike, no two people will have the exact same results from brain activation techniques. Some people might notice changes quickly. They might feel more alert and focused after just a few sessions of mindfulness practice. Others might take longer to see results. They might need to stick with it for weeks or even months before they start noticing significant changes. And the changes themselves can vary widely. Some people might experience dramatic shifts in their perception or consciousness. They might have moments of profound insight or feelings of deep connection to the universe. Others might notice more subtle changes, a gradual increase in their ability to concentrate, or a slowly growing sense of inner peace. Whatever your experience, it's important not to compare yourself to others. This isn't a competition. It's a personal journey of growth and discovery. The only person you should be comparing yourself to is who you were yesterday. It's also worth noting that the journey of brain activation isn't always smooth sailing. As you become more aware and more in tune with your mind, you might start noticing things you didn't before. This could include negative thought patterns or emotional issues you've been unconsciously carrying around. This can be challenging, but it's actually a good thing. Becoming aware of these issues is the first step in addressing them. It's like cleaning out a cluttered closet. Things might look messier at first as you pull everything out, but in the end, you'll have a cleaner, more organized space. So as you embark on this journey, remember to be patient with yourself. Celebrate the small victories. Maybe you were able to focus on your breath for a full minute without getting distracted. That's progress. Maybe you noticed a negative thought pattern and were able to redirect it. That's a win. And don't be discouraged if you have setbacks. There will be days when your mind feels foggy, when you can't seem to focus no matter how hard you try. That's okay. It's all part of the process. The important thing is to keep going, to keep practicing. Now, you might be wondering about the science behind all this. How do we know that these techniques actually activate the brain? Well, there's a growing body of research that supports the effectiveness of practices like mindfulness and visualization. Brain imaging studies have shown that regular meditation can actually change the structure of the brain. It can increase the thickness of the cerebral cortex, the part of the brain associated with attention and emotional integration. It can also reduce activity in the amygdala, the brain's fear center, leading to decreased stress and anxiety. Other studies have found that practices like visualization can enhance performance in various areas. Athletes who visualize their performances have been shown to perform better in actual competitions. Students who visualize themselves studying effectively tend to have better academic outcomes. And the effects of gratitude on the brain are particularly interesting. Research has shown that focusing on gratitude can increase activity in the medial prefrontal cortex, an area associated with learning and decision-making. It can also lead to increased production of dopamine and serotonin, neurotransmitters associated with happiness and well-being. But you don't need to understand all the science to benefit from these practices. Just like you don't need to understand the intricacies of muscle physiology to benefit from physical exercise, you don't need to be a neuroscientist to activate your brain. What's important is that you approach this with an open mind and a willingness to try new things. Be curious about your own mind. Pay attention to how different practices make you feel. Notice the changes, however small, that occur as you continue to practice. And remember, this isn't about achieving some perfect state of enlightenment or becoming a superhuman. It's about gradually expanding your awareness, increasing your mental clarity, and deepening your connection to yourself and the world around you. It's about waking up that sleeping giant in your head and discovering the incredible potential that's been there all along. It's about becoming more fully alive, more fully yourself. So, are you ready to take the first step on this exciting journey? Are you ready to start activating your brain and exploring the amazing connection between mind and spirit? If so, let's dive in and look at some practical techniques you can start using right away to wake up your brain and tap into your full potential. Now that we understand why brain activation is so important, let's dive into some practical techniques you can use to start waking up your mind. Remember, these aren't complicated or difficult. They're simple practices that anyone can do, no matter how busy or stressed you might be. The key is to be consistent and patient. Like any skill, brain activation gets easier and more effective with practice. Let's start with one of the most powerful and accessible techniques for brain activation: mindful breathing. This might sound too simple to be effective, but don't be fooled. Focusing on your breath can have a profound impact on your brain and your overall state of mind. Here's how it works. Find a comfortable place to sit or lie down. Close your eyes if you want to, or just soften your gaze. Now, turn your attention to your breath. Notice the air moving in and out of your body. Feel the rise and fall of your chest or belly as you breathe. You don't need to change your breathing in any way. Just observe it. Notice the coolness of the air as you breathe in and the warmth as you breathe out. Pay attention to the pauses between your breaths. As you do this, your mind will probably start to wander. That's totally normal. When you notice your thoughts drifting, gently bring your attention back to your breath. Don't get frustrated or judge yourself. Just keep coming back to the breath over and over again. Try doing this for just a few minutes at first. You might be surprised at how challenging it can be to focus on something as simple as breathing. But stick with it. Over time, you'll find it gets easier to maintain your focus. So why is this so powerful for brain activation? When you practice mindful breathing, you're training your brain to focus and to be present in the moment. You're strengthening your ability to pay attention and to notice what's happening right now. This might not seem like a big deal, but think about how often your mind is caught up in thoughts about the past or worries about the future. How often are you really present in the moment? Mindful breathing helps bring you back to the here and now. As you get better at this, you might start to notice things you've never paid attention to before. The feeling of your feet on the ground, the sounds around you, the subtle changes in your mood throughout the day. This increased awareness is a sign that you're activating more of your brain's potential. And there's more. Mindful breathing can also help reduce stress and anxiety. When you focus on your breath, you're activating your parasympathetic nervous system, which helps your body relax. This can lead to clearer thinking, better decision-making, and a greater sense of calm. So try incorporating mindful breathing into your daily routine. You could do it for a few minutes when you wake up in the morning or during your lunch break. You could even do it while waiting in line at the grocery store. The more you practice, the more natural it will become, and the more benefits you'll start to notice. Now let's move on to another powerful technique for brain activation: visualization. This is the practice of creating vivid mental images in your mind. It's like daydreaming on purpose, but with a specific focus and intent. Visualization is used by athletes to improve their performance, by business leaders to achieve their goals, and by healers to promote wellness. And it's a fantastic tool for activating your brain and connecting with your spiritual side. Here's a simple visualization exercise to get you started. Close your eyes and imagine a peaceful place. It could be a beach, a forest, a mountaintop, anywhere that feels calm and safe to you. Now, try to make this mental image as detailed as possible. If you're imagining a beach, what color is the sand? Can you see the waves rolling in? Feel the warmth of the sun on your skin? Hear the sound of seagulls? Smell the salty air? The more senses you can involve in your visualization, the more powerful it becomes. As you practice this, you might find that your mind wanders or that the images are fuzzy at first. That's okay. Like with mindful breathing, Gently bring your attention back to the visualization when you notice it drifting. With practice, your mental images will become clearer and more vivid. So why is visualization so effective for brain activation? When you visualize, you're engaging multiple areas of your brain. You're activating the visual cortex, even though your eyes are closed. You're engaging your memory to recall sensory details. You're stimulating your creativity to fill in gaps in the mental image. This multifaceted brain engagement helps wake up parts of your mind that might not get much exercise in your day-to-day life. It's like a workout for your brain, strengthening neural pathways and creating new connections. But visualization isn't just about creating pretty mental pictures. It can be a powerful tool for personal growth and spiritual development. You can use visualization to rehearse challenging situations in your mind, to explore your emotions, or to connect with your inner wisdom. For example, you might visualize yourself handling a difficult conversation with confidence and compassion. Or you could imagine yourself achieving a goal you've been working towards. Some people use visualization to connect with spiritual guides or to explore different aspects of their personality. As you get more comfortable with visualization, you can start to make it more interactive. Instead of just observing a peaceful scene, imagine yourself walking around in it. What do you discover? Who do you meet? What insights come to you in this peaceful place? Remember, there's no right or wrong way to visualize. Your mental images are unique to you. They might be crystal clear or somewhat hazy. They might be realistic or fantastical. What matters is that they feel meaningful and engaging to you. Try incorporating visualization into your daily routine. You could do a short visualization exercise in the morning to set a positive tone for your day. Or you might use it before bed to relax and prepare for restful sleep. The more you practice, the more natural and powerful your visualizations will become. Now let's explore a practice that might not seem directly related to brain activation, but can have profound effects on your mental state and spiritual well-being. Gratitude. The simple act of focusing on what you're thankful for can light up your brain in amazing ways. Practicing gratitude isn't about ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. It's about intentionally shifting your focus to the good things in your life, no matter how small they might seem. And when you do this regularly, it can actually change the way your brain works. Here's a simple way to start a gratitude practice. Each day, take a few minutes to think of 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big things. Maybe you're thankful for your morning coffee, or for the way sunlight streams through your window, or for a kind word from a friend. As you think of each thing, don't just list it off in your head. Really feel the gratitude. Let it fill you up. Notice how your body feels as you focus on this positive feeling. You might even want to write these things down in a gratitude journal. Now, you might be wondering how this relates to brain activation. Well, when you practice gratitude, you're training your brain to notice and focus on positive things. You're creating new neural pathways that make it easier for your brain to find things to be grateful for. This might sound simple, but it can have powerful effects. Studies have shown that regular gratitude practice can increase activity in the medial prefrontal cortex, an area of the brain associated with learning and decision-making. It can also boost production of dopamine and serotonin, neurotransmitters that help you feel good. But the benefits go beyond just feeling happier. Gratitude practice can help reduce stress and anxiety. It can improve your sleep. It can even boost your immune system. All of these effects contribute to a healthier, more active brain. And from a spiritual perspective, gratitude can be transformative. It can help you feel more connected to the world around you. It can increase your sense of abundance and contentment. Many people find that as they practice gratitude, they become more aware of the beauty and wonder in everyday life. As you continue your gratitude practice, you might notice that it becomes easier to find things to be thankful for. You might start noticing little blessings throughout your day that you would have overlooked before. This increased awareness is a sign that you're activating more of your brain's potential. You can expand your gratitude practice in various ways. You might try expressing gratitude directly to others, telling them what you appreciate about them. Or you could focus on being grateful for challenges in your life, recognizing them as opportunities for growth. Some people like to combine gratitude with visualization. Try visualizing each thing you're grateful for, really seeing it in your mind's eye. Or you could imagine gratitude as a warm light filling your body, growing brighter with each thing you're thankful for. Remember, like any practice, gratitude gets easier and more natural with time. At first, you might struggle to think of things to be grateful for, especially if you're going through a difficult time. That's okay. Start small. Be patient with yourself. Even finding one tiny thing to be thankful for is a step in the right direction. As you continue to practice gratitude, along with mindful breathing and visualization, you're creating a powerful toolkit for brain activation. These techniques work together, reinforcing each other and helping to wake up more and more of your brain's potential. And the best part? You can do these practices anywhere, anytime. You don't need any special equipment or training. All you need is your own mind and a willingness to explore its incredible capabilities. Now that we've explored these powerful techniques for brain activation, you might be wondering how to fit them into your daily life. After all, most of us have busy schedules filled with work, family responsibilities, and other commitments. The good news is that brain activation doesn't require hours of your time each day. It's about consistency and quality, not quantity. Start by setting aside a few minutes each day for your brain activation practices. This could be first thing in the morning, during your lunch break, or before you go to bed at night. Choose a time that works best for you and try to stick to it. Consistency is key when it comes to rewiring your brain. You might start with just 5 minutes of mindful breathing. As you get more comfortable with the practice, you can gradually increase the time. The same goes for visualization and gratitude practice. Even a few minutes each day can make a big difference over time. Remember, these practices aren't meant to be another chore on your to-do list. They're tools to help you feel more alive, aware, and connected. So approach them with curiosity and openness, not as a burden or obligation. You can also look for ways to incorporate these practices into your everyday activities. For example, you could practice mindful breathing while waiting in line at the grocery store. You could do a quick visualization exercise before an important meeting to help you feel calm and confident. You could practice gratitude while eating your meals, really savoring the food and appreciating where it came from. As you make these practices a regular part of your routine, you'll likely find that they become easier and more natural. You might even start looking forward to your daily brain activation time as a moment of peace and self-discovery in your busy day. Like any new habit, brain activation practices can sometimes feel challenging. There will be days when your mind feels scattered, when you can't seem to focus no matter how hard you try. There will be times when you're too busy or stressed to remember your practices. When these challenges arise, it's important to be gentle with yourself. Remember, this is a journey, not a destination. Every time you practice, even if it's just for a minute, you're making progress. Every time you notice your mind wandering and bring it back to the present moment, you're strengthening your brain. If you find yourself struggling to maintain your practice, try these tips. Start small. If 10 minutes of meditation feels overwhelming, start with just 1 minute. Even a short practice is better than no practice at all. Use reminders. Set alarms on your phone or leave sticky notes in places you'll see them to remind you to do your brain activation exercises. Link your practice to existing habits. For example, you could do a quick gratitude practice right after brushing your teeth in the morning. Be flexible. If you can't do your full practice one day, do a shortened version instead of skipping it entirely. Keep a journal. Write down how you feel after your practices. Seeing the benefits in writing can help motivate you to continue. Remember, the goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Every step you take towards activating your brain is a step towards a more aware, connected, and fulfilling life. As you become more comfortable with the basic techniques of mindful breathing, visualization, and gratitude, you might want to explore more advanced practices for brain activation. Here are a few ideas to consider. Meditation. There are many different forms of meditation, from mindfulness meditation to loving kindness meditation to transcendental meditation. Each offers unique benefits for brain activation and spiritual growth. Yoga. Combining physical postures with breath work and meditation, yoga can be a powerful tool for activating your brain and connecting mind, body, and spirit. Binaural beats. These are specially designed sound frequencies that some people find helpful for inducing specific brain states, such as deep relaxation or heightened focus. Journaling. Writing down your thoughts, feelings, and experiences can help you process emotions, gain insights, and activate different areas of your brain. Energy practices, techniques like Qigong, Tai Chi, or Reiki, can help you become more aware of the subtle energies in and around your body. Remember, everyone's journey is unique. What works well for one person might not resonate with another. Feel free to explore different techniques and find what works best for you. There are also many resources available if you want to deepen your understanding of brain activation and spiritual growth. Books, podcasts, online courses, and workshops can all provide valuable information and guidance. Just be sure to approach these resources with discernment and always trust your own experience and intuition. As we come to the end of our exploration of brain activation, it's important to remember that this is just the beginning of your journey. The techniques we've discussed, mindful breathing, visualization, and gratitude practice, are powerful tools for waking up your brain and deepening your spiritual awareness. But they're just the starting point. The real magic happens as you continue to practice, day after day, week after week. As you consistently engage in these exercises, You're literally rewiring your brain. You're creating new neural pathways, strengthening your ability to focus, enhancing your awareness, and opening yourself up to new experiences and insights. Over time, you might notice subtle changes in the way you think and feel. You might find yourself feeling more calm and centered, even in stressful situations. You might become more aware of the beauty in everyday moments. You might feel a deeper connection to yourself, to others, and to the world around you. Remember, this journey is not about reaching some perfect state of enlightenment. It's about growth, discovery, and becoming more fully alive. There will be challenges along the way. There will be days when your mind feels foggy or distracted. There will be times when you forget to practice or feel like you're not making progress. But every time you come back to your practice, every time you choose to activate your brain, you're taking a step forward. You're choosing to wake up that sleeping giant within your head and tap into your full potential. So be patient with yourself. Celebrate the small victories. Notice the subtle changes. And most importantly, keep practicing. Your brain has incredible potential for growth and transformation. By committing to these practices, you're opening the door to a more aware, more connected, more vibrant way of living. As you continue on this path of brain activation, remember that you're not alone. Millions of people around the world are on similar journeys, exploring the incredible capacities of the human mind and spirit. You're part of a global community of seekers and learners, all working towards greater awareness and understanding. So take a deep breath. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel the aliveness in your body, the power of your mind, the depth of your spirit. This is your journey of brain activation. Embrace it with open arms and an open heart. The adventure is just beginning.